Welcome to another one of our snapshot videos on how to do the various functions of the secretary of your club. This video is being put together so that we can talk about all of the things that you need to do for your membership reporting within the LCI system. And the membership transactions, if you want to call them that, are various. It can include adding a member to your club or changing their addresses, phone numbers, that type of thing, or actually deleting someone who has perhaps moved away, passed away, or is transferring to another club. So those are sort of the highlights of what we're going to talk about. I want to make one point too here, especially since the officers of your club that are reported also on our district website. If their information in your system isn't updated, then the LCI information isn't correct and our website information isn't correct. So it's really important that if you have someone whose address changes or they have a different cell phone number, those kinds of things, especially for your officers, we would really appreciate it if you can maintain that information as up to date as possible. Okay. Content Alliance, contentalliance.org, which is our district website. And on this website, we have several links. And the LCI link to Lions Club International, my LCI login is the one that you want to be able to select. And this is where you go in and interact with the database that we have on file for your club. And the first thing that would need to be happening is that you actually have a sign-in login for this. If you are a brand new secretary, you're going to have to actually register. And you can see I don't have an account, so I need to register right here. That process, might be something that you want to do. Oh, great. Don't do that. With your current club secretary. You wouldn't be effective in the system until the 1st of July. So our calendar year goes from July 1st to June 30th. And that's what our club officer term is. No, I think of the word eventually. So I am going to log in and we will go into here's your club information. You'll see that I'm the club administrator in my club, but that fortunately for training purposes gives me access as if I was a secretary. Here are some tasks to do. We need to enter next year's officers, but that's a separate video that we've already got online. And here's enter the membership report for June of 2023. Now, you have choices here. If you have no changes for the particular month that comes up, all you have to do is click here. I don't want to do that because our club may have changes and I don't want to actually mess that up. But if you click on, report your month for June, you can see here that you also have the ability to go back up to 3 months if in fact you're maybe a little bit late getting some of them done. April will still be open, May, and then June. So we're going to talk about some different ways that we can update membership. If you add a new member, then that no changes won't come up because now you've gone into June, you've added a member, and that in itself is membership reporting. So I'm going to go into the training area here just so I can play around a little bit without actually messing up our live data. And we want to be able to see my club and my members. And let's say that we want to go in and change someone's status. Perhaps you had someone get married and so their name has changed. When you go in here and edit your member, you'll notice that this top section of member information is grayed out. And so you can't just change someone's name or their birth date, that kind of thing. You have to use an interaction with LCI. And this is the request form that you will complete if you have something like that you want to do. And so maybe you can change this to maybe you entered his birth date wrong and you just need to change the year. Whatever you want to do there, you can put in a reason, error when you did it the first time, describe your reason for your name change, got married, got divorced, whatever. And then you just simply hit submit, and that request will go through LCI and they will make that on your behalf. So if you have someone that you want to add, let's come up here, add a member. Let's do a new member. Okay, so his first name is John. And it's a male. And you have different Lions members. Let's say that they are less than 18 years old. So that would put them in a different category than someone who's 20 or 30 or 40. So I'm going to say that his birthday was there. The join date, let's say that you had your meeting on the 13th and you did the induction. So that's his join date. It's going to be a regular member. We have other options. A student member, a Leo Lion, if you had a Leo club as part of your group. But regular member is probably what you're going to put down most of the time. It says it is not required to select a sponsor, but if that new member had a sponsor, someone in your club that had worked with them, it's going to bring up everyone in your club, and all you have to do is select the person who was the sponsor. So let's just say that this was the sponsor. So now you've got it. You can change it. You can remove it. Occupation, if they've provided one, or if you know, great. You can just put other. And then if they have a spouse or a companion, you would list that here. We are in the United States. Maybe. There we go. And now we need an address. So let's just use PO Box 1. Oops. And let's call it, I don't know. We'll just use Sunburst since that's a real place, Montana. All right. And a zip code. 9. Okay. And now you would put in their work phone, home phone, whatever information you have, and maybe a primary email address. If they have not provided that on their membership application form, then you can contact them and try to get the information from them. It's not important maybe right in the beginning when someone is new to the club, but let's say they become an officer later on. Again, as I say, our officers are going to be reported up the chain. And in order for people to have the correct contact information, this needs to be filled out to the best of your ability. Let's just save this now. So now we have a new member, John Smith. And you'll notice that membership reporting status is now showing that you've made a report for June because you've added a member, and that automatically triggered the reporting status to change from needs to be done to has been done. Okay, so now let's go back in and look at these members again. Let's say that you've now gotten a hold of John and you want to, of course, Smith's at the bottom. I should have picked something that started with an A here. Let's do, need to move this so I can see my screen. Smith. There we go. Okay, so now he has given you his address or his phone number and stuff. So now we're going to come in here and we can say, oh, great. Now I can put in a work number, 406. Oops, maybe I can't. Oh, country code. 01. Only digits, of course. Okay, so 406, 123, 4, 5, 6, 7, or some whatever, and a home number, and maybe an email address. And let's say John S@happyfarm.com. So now you can save that. You've updated his information, and hopefully now he will be in your system as a new member. Now, our membership goes through lots of changes over time. And I know the hardest thing for me to do one time was to have to drop a member who had passed away. But let's take this member here and let's say that we need to drop them. There are lots of reasons why you can drop someone. They can be resigned, but in good standing. Maybe they just said, hey, I don't have the energy to do this anymore. Non-payment of dues may happen if someone just sort of checks out. And once they've been contacted by your treasurer, the treasurer could come back and say, hey, we're going to drop them. They no longer want to be a member. And if they can't contact them, you can say, if they decide not to, resign in good standing. But if there's no way to get a hold of them and they won't respond, sometimes you just say, well, they didn't pay their dues, and the club needs to be sure they make that decision in a process that the club agrees to. Non-attendance, that may be something that your club requires or doesn't. Maybe it's both those things. Transferred in good standing, maybe they're moving out of the area and they're going to go to another club. And so if you know that they're transferring, you can select that. You moved, deceased, other, usually resigned in good standing. Their dues were up to date. They'd been attending, and for whatever reason, they just decided not to. And let's make this the same date that it was reported to you that happened at your June meeting or whatever. So now that person's been dropped, and let's go back to our members, and you no longer see him on the list. Now let's say that you go, oh, I dropped the wrong person. So let's come in here. Let's look at our dropped members. We can find him here and you can view history, but we can't change him now. Okay. So we would have to contact LCI if we wanted to bring him back into the club. You can pull up your active members. You can pull up your dropped members. You can bring up added Lions members. There you go. There's our John Smith. So maybe you've got someone who's become a life member and you want to change their status. We don't have any, obviously, in this training area. So, and updated members. And there we are, John Smith. Remember, we added his phone number and stuff. So it's easy to go in here and update your membership. I think probably the hardest part is actually getting the correct information from people and having them know that they need to let you know if they've changed their address or whatever. It will help us out immensely as then we know that we have the correct contact information in the system to contact your club and again, especially your officers. If you have any other questions at any time, you can contact me. My email is actually out on the directory. So if you go to montanalions.org, select the directory, you can see the district officers, or you can see club officers at that point. And now I'm going to log out of here. All right, and stop sharing my